Well, here we are under the truck, and I'm going to have to change the tyres because on this front right hand tyre, well, let me jack it up and I'll show you. Just jack it up just there, where the tyre just go like an egg on the tyre. And then just there's quite a big crack in the tyre. There, they've still got tread. I mean, we're good for tread, but we're just getting a little cracked and perished, and yeah, quite a bad crack right there. And that's where the egg is. Now these tyres, they're not, I think they're 10 years old, they're not particularly old tyres, but we can find where the date, let's have a look where the date stamp is. So there we go. So on all tyres they have a date stamp, and on these tyres this is what it looks like. Now the last 4 numbers here will tell you the date this tyre was manufactured. So we've got 16, that is week 16, and the 14 is 2014. So yeah, they're 10 years old. These tyres were on this truck when I bought the truck, and I bought it from a dealer in Louisiana in the US, so maybe they've been subjected to a lot of sun, a lot of UV, and it's just caused the rubber to deteriorate perhaps. So let's take this tyre off and put some new boots on. So whilst we've got the tyre or the wheel removed, this is also a good time to check things like your brakes. Now I only put new brakes on this not too long ago, so they should all be still good, and they are genuine GM. So we're still good on the brakes, and the pads in there are still very good. The inside pad we can see through there. I don't know if you can see it on camera, yeah. And just a general look round, ball joints and drive shaft gaiters and all that kind of stuff. Not long ago I replaced the upper control arms and the upper ball joints, and we put some drop links on too. We put the drop links on. So yeah, that's all pretty good. Obviously we got the side of the engine in there and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that all looks pretty good in there. So we'll move on to tyre replacement. Right, here we are in the workshop. So we've got the tyre equipment all there ready to go. Now I have got tyre pressure monitors There's the sensor on the valve, so we'll just unscrew that, set that to one side, and we'll take out the valve core with the key. This is the tyre pressure monitoring that I've got here. It's a tyre minder. I've got the one with the 10 sensors. So I've got 4 on the truck and I've got 4 on the Bighorn RV that I have. It does what it says and it's been quite reliable. Very good. I'd recommend it to anybody. And as you're driving down the road, if a tyre starts going down, you can maybe pull over and investigate what's going on before it becomes a problem or you get a blowout. This kit also not just monitors the pressure, it also monitors the temperature of that tyre too. So if you've got a tyre that's running hot, again you can pull over and you can investigate what's causing that tyre to be running hot. That's a good tight bead. So. I think she's gone. Whew. We'll cut this valve off and we'll put a new valve on. It's just good practice to put a new valve on. Also, inspect the rim for any corrosion. These are pretty new rims, so there's no corrosion to worry about. So we'll put a new valve in there. We'll put some soap on the valve. And we'll use the valve puller. In. Screw the valve puller on. And then just pull it so that the valve seats. Just jiggle it around a bit, make sure it's seated properly. I'm happy with that. And now the new tyre. Right, with the old tyre out the way, let's have the new tyre. Yeah, right. Now here's the new tyre. We've gone for another Toyo open country tyre because the other ones we did, they've done over 100,000 miles, and for a truck I think that's very good. So we've gone for open country. The size, I think we've got the same size. It's an LT 205 7017. It's a 10-ply rating with, you know, not too aggressive tread pattern, because I do a lot of highway mileage, so we're not, you know, we're not off-roading and we're not going down like muddy tracks and all that kind of stuff. We're up and down the motorway. So we need, yeah, we need like highway kind of tire. Don't forget to use your lubrication, because a bit of lube makes it a whole lot easier. That's all you need, just lube on the bead is fine. And don't forget to do the other side. Right, where's the dot? There's the dot. That's the lightest part of the tyre, so I tend to put the dot where the valve stem is. And if you've got a heavy valve, their valve will make the rim the heaviest part of the rim. So the two should cancel each other out, and it should balance. Your wheel should balance a lot easier. As you can see, we've got a great big gap there between the tyre and the rim. So even if we take the valve core out to get the air in the tyre faster, the air is gonna come out of there a lot quicker than it's gonna go in that valve. So what we're gonna use, we got one of these, and this is gonna blast the air into that gap to try and seat the bead. So we'll show you how this works. So we're going to fill this up with the air, with the compressed air from the airline. Just make sure that that's off. Wait until it's full of pressure. You can see on the gauge that we're going up. Yeah, I think we're there. So we'll turn the valve off, we'll unplug the airline. And we'll get... we'll move that. And what we're going to do is we're going to blast the air right into the bead. And hopefully that's going to help to seat it. You ready? Whew. All right. So you can see the tyre is now on the bead. So let's have a look at the other side. I might just try an airline on there. Let's see if we'll just try an airline. We may get lucky on this. Yep. Yeah, it's got it. Wait for the pop. You ready? There's one. There's the other.
Now I've only got 20 pounds of pressure in this tyre for those beads to be seated. Now if you're getting much above 20 pounds, you may have to apply some more soap just on the bead just to help it slip into place. Otherwise, if you put too much pressure on the rim, you could end up breaking your rim right off your bead. So we'll go ahead and we'll just inflate to the pressure that we need. And I run these at 40 pounds on the rear of my truck. Unless I'm towing something heavy, then we may have to increase the pressure. But for what I'm going to be doing, 40 pound will be enough. Now if you're not sure what pressure to run in your tyres, you could do a simple working out session. On a tyre sidewall, you've got all bits of information on it. Just let's bring that camera in a little closer here. So here you've got the manufacturer, it's a Toyo. You've got the model of the tyre. You've got the size there, LT. LT tyres, a light truck. You see that there, LT. You got your load range E. The higher the letter, the more weight the tyre can carry. Now, yeah, let me get down here. The other one is your load rating and your pressures. Now, you can run this tyre as a dual or a single. I'm running single, so your maximum tyre loading is just under 1.5 ton per tyre, right? 1450 kilogram, right? And if we follow that line around, that's at 80 psi cold. So at 80 psi, this tyre is rated to carry just under 1.5 ton. Now the back of my truck, we've got 2 of these tyres on the axle, so we can double that. So we've got almost 3 ton of weight that these tyres can carry on the rear axle, if that makes sense. 2 tyres on the axle. So I know that the back of my truck, the axle, as I have it now configured, my axle weight is about 1.5 ton, all right, unless I'm towing. So 1.5 ton, that's half of 2 of these, right? If that makes sense. So I need to half the pressure. So it's saying 80, so we'll half that to 40. So my tyre pressure for the weight that the tyres are carrying is 40 psi. That's what I put in. I put 40 psi in. And that is the right way to find out the correct tyre pressure you should be running. The front of my truck weighs more because you got the big heavy diesel V8. You got a 6-speed transmission all on the front, so there's more weight on the front. I think there's about 2 ton of weight just on the front axle. So obviously we have a higher pressure in the front tyres. Now before refitting the wheel, let's get us head in here. Let's have a look at the brakes, the pads. The pads are pretty good. There's no oil leaks. Everything looks good, tidy. Yeah, we could do with a bit of a cleaning here. It will happen. But we're just looking for any leaks, anything rubbing. No, everything looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and we'll put the wheel back on. We'll just put some oil on these threads first, just to help the nuts just tighten up that bit easier. Now we don't need a lot on, just a light coating of oil, just on the threads. Rub it in with your fingers, and that's all it needs. Right, that wheel's ready to go back on that axle. Now if you've noticed, we started up here, we've come diagonal right across, we've done that one. Then we're going to go back up, maybe do a diagonal from the first one, either way, that one maybe. And then we're going to come back down here, and then we're going to go across again. And then across, and then that one. Now it don't matter if you got 4, 6, or in my case you got 8. If you go diagonal, it'll just square the wheel up equally on the hub face, so you don't get a bit of a wobble on going down the road, which, I mean, who wants a wobbly wheel going down the road? Now all we got to do is just go around those again with the torque wrench and make sure they're torqued down to the required specification, which is different on all vehicles. So I'll have a look at what the spec is for my truck, and I'll get the torque and we'll torque those down, and that's it, that's done. Well, I'm going to finish torquing this wheel up now, so thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. But why not check out another video, maybe this one just here. We'll see you again. Thanks. Whew. And you look at that,